Have you ever felt that overwhelming weight of silence, that lump in your throat that squeezes you when you look at the phone and there is no answer? The anguish of a message that wasn't read, or worse, that was seen and then ignored. That feeling of emptiness, of being invisible, is not just a phone that doesn't ring. It is the certainty that fades, the hope that turns to ash. It is the painful confirmation that something broke, that you have been left in an emotional limbo, in a space of uncertainty that steals your calm, your peace, and makes you doubt your own worth. Every minute that passes, your mind accelerates. Anxiety invades you, and the temptation to check the phone becomes a compulsion. What if I turn it off? No. What if they call me just when it's off? It is a cycle of torture, of self-sabotage, where waiting becomes the only reality. But let me tell you something, waiting without an answer is a prison, and you were not born to live behind the bars of anxiety. This thing you feel, this wound is not new. It is as old as humanity itself. Carl Jung, the great master of the unconscious, taught us that this longing for connection, this fear of abandonment, is an archetypal wound. It is the shadow that we project, the fear of loneliness, the feeling of not being enough. What we will do here is not magic. It is not a trick of manipulation. It is a return to your center. It is a deep psychological and spiritual law in action. What you feel inside you manifest outside. Your anxiety, your lack, your desperation are creating a vibration that the universe and the person you are interested in perceive. And that vibration of need, of lack, all it does is create more distance. The person doesn't call you because they feel your need on an unconscious level. What we will do is change your frequency, not to manipulate anyone, but to reclaim your power, because when you become a complete being, you no longer need the other person to call you to feel whole. And it is precisely that wholeness that becomes magnetic. It is precisely that certainty that makes the other person suddenly feel an impulse, an inexplicable urgency to seek you out. If up to this point you already felt something move inside you, if that truth resonated in your soul, activate your like and get ready, because we are about to enter a space where reality bends and where control is yours again. Just an initial ritual. Close your eyes for a second and mentalize, I connect myself. Now open your eyes and let's begin. The time for waiting is over. Do you realize? The pain is not the absence of the other. The pain is the absence of yourself. It is the moment when you surrendered your power, your peace, and your worth to a call that never arrives. And that surrender is what creates the emptiness. Jung taught us that the shadow is everything we deny about ourselves, what we repress and reject. And the projection is when we attribute those qualities, those fears to others. Your fear of being abandoned is projected onto the person who doesn't call you, making their absence a mirror of your own wound. The anxiety you feel is not because of the other person. It is because of the part of yourself that needs to be rescued. The great mistake, the trap we fall into over and over again, is believing that the call, the message, the validation from the other person is going to fill that void. And it's not. Your energy of lack is vibrating in the universe like a distress signal, and that signal, whether you believe it or not, is perceived. It's like an echo that says, I need you to validate me to exist. And that need, instead of attracting, repels. The person on an unconscious level feels the weight of your need and moves away. It's not that they don't want to be with you. It's that your energy of lack is heavy. It's suffocating. What we are going to do now is change that frequency. We are not going to ask. We are not going to wait. We are going to declare. We are going to fill that inner void, not with the presence of another, but with your own. We are going to correct the projection. We are going to heal the shadow. It is not magic. It is the deepest of psychologies. It is the principle that external reality is a reflection of your internal state. And when you change your inside, the outside has no choice but to respond. What we will seek in the next few minutes is not a call. It is a transformation. And that transformation will be the only reason why that person will feel the urgency to look for you, because you will no longer be someone who needs, but someone who is. And a being who is complete, who values themselves, who has their own peace, is irresistible. The only reason why synchronicity will manifest is because you will have stopped projecting your lack, and you will have become a magnet of your own wholeness. Don't seek the call, be the call, and the universe and the person will respond to you. Get ready. The waiting is over. Very well. Now that you understand the principle, let's take action. It's time to stop being the victim and become the architect of your reality. The technique I will teach you is not a spell. It is a guided visualization, and most importantly, it is an energetic declaration of your own worth. I ask you, if you can, to sit in a quiet place. Close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and exhale all the air from your lungs, releasing the anxiety, the fear, the need. Do it again. Inhale peace, exhale lack. Feel how your body relaxes, how the weight of waiting dissolves. Now visualize, don't think, don't analyze. Feel in the center of your chest a small sphere of light. It is a golden and warm light, the core of your essence, your own vital energy, your own totality. This light is your peace, your calm, your security, and it does not depend on anyone or anything. It is yours, and it has always been there. Now, with each inhalation, feel how this light expands. It becomes bigger, brighter. It extends to your abdomen, to your arms, to your legs. It fills every cell of your body with that golden light, with that feeling of wholeness. Repeat mentally, I am complete. I am my own peace. I am my own certainty. Feel the light completely enveloping you, creating a bubble of energy that protects you from anxiety, from doubt, from need. You are a sun in your own universe. You don't need anyone else's light to shine. Now, remaining in the center of that sphere of light, visualize the person you want to call you. Don't look at them with need. Don't look at them with anxiety. Look at them as an equal. And from the center of your chest, visualize a thin thread of silver light coming out. It is not a bond of need that ties you to the other person. It is a thread of connection. And that thread of silver light extends across the universe of synchronicity and connects with the heart of the other person. That thread is not to pull them. It is to send an energy of peace, of certainty. You are not asking them to call you. You are declaring your peace to them. You are declaring your totality to them. From your light, you send them the certainty that there is no longer emptiness. There is no longer lack. At this moment, you are not waiting for a call. You are transmitting a message through synchronicity. The message is simple. I am my own light. My peace does not depend on you. I am complete. Feel how that energy travels through the thread of silver light, without need, without desperation. It is an energy of certainty. You are sending the truth that you don't need anything. You are complete. And it is that truth that is irresistible. It is that energy of wholeness that the other person is going to feel in an inexplicable way, not as a thought, but as an impulse, an urgency to connect with that energy that they suddenly perceive in the universe. It is the energy of your totalization. Repeat mentally, feeling the certainty in your heart. I don't need, my totality makes me magnetic. I don't wait, I manifest. Now visualize the thread of light becoming brighter, more solid. It is an indestructible connection, not of lack, but of reality. And visualize the other person in their energy bubble, feeling an irresistible impulse to pick up their phone, not out of obligation, not out of manipulation, but out of a profound synchronicity that is calling them to union. In this instant, the energies are realigning. You have corrected your projection, you have filled your void, and the universe is responding. The call is not the goal. The call is only the proof that the inner work has been completed. True power is not in what the other person does, but in what you have become. You have become a lighthouse, and lighthouses don't chase ships. The ships find them. This is the law of manifestation, the law of Jung, the law of your own soul. And now, before opening your eyes, make a final declaration with all your strength. I manifest my totality. Synchronicity is activated. The call is only a consequence. Feel the certainty, feel the peace, because the war against your own anxiety is over, and the victory is the peace you have just found within you. Synchronicity has been activated, and the result in the form of a call or message is not a matter of whether but of when, and often the when is much faster than you think. And if it doesn't happen in exact hours, it is not because the technique failed, it is because your inner work is not yet complete, and the universe is giving you one more moment to integrate this new truth. The true victory is not the call. The true victory is that you have recovered your power. You are no longer the anxious person waiting next to the phone. You are the anchor of your own peace. This technique is not a trick. It is a new way of living. It is the reminder that happiness is not a coin that is earned with the attention of others, but a treasure that is discovered within oneself. And by doing so, you become a magnetic force, a lighthouse that guides people toward you, not out of need, but out of attraction. Jung left us a phrase that summarizes everything, a truth that resonates in the deepest part of the soul. No one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making their own darkness conscious. By recognizing your shadow, by embracing your emptiness, by healing your wound, is when you become the light you seek. The call is the echo of your transformation. It is the proof that the universe responds to certainty, not to pleading. It is the confirmation that you have aligned with your own essence, and that alignment is the greatest power that exists. So to seal this ritual and anchor the energy of this new reality, I ask you for one last act of power, an act of faith in yourself. Activate the like button because you are sealing the energy of certainty. Comment, "I manifest my totality," so that your declaration becomes public and the universe manifests it. Share this video with someone who is trapped in waiting so that they too can find their inner peace. And finally, subscribe, because this is only the beginning of a journey, the journey toward totality. The waiting is over, the manifestation has begun.